welcome back to the channel and welcome back to a new video on the Mark 1 Audi TT. In today's video I'm going to be tackling the front end of this car, which involves the coilovers, rust proofing the front end and new discs and pads. But I'd like to say thank you to everyone who's been subscribing, and if you're new here please hit the subscribe button as it will help a lot with the channel. So just before we start with front end of the TT, I just want to check out a few lights that are on my dash, and today we're going to be using the new sponsor Carly. So Carly have reached out to me through email and offered to sponsor the channel, which is great because I never thought in a million years that they'd reach out to me. So what is Carly? Carly is an OBD2 reader, basically like a scanner, and it scans your car and you can do many things. You can code, you can check battery life, you can reset service intervals, you can see how long you got left on your service. I know your car tells you, but you can do it with this. There is many more things you can do. So today I want to plug it in and see why I got an airbag light on and ABS. Now I have plugged it in and it has brought the codes up, so I do know what already, but now I've got full access. I can basically read what the car says and it gives you like an in-depth guide on the possibilities. So I think it's called like the mechanic or something inside the feature. So obviously I'll go through it more once I've got it up and running and I go through the app. So Carly is connected through the phone app. It's easy, it's on Apple, Android. Download it and connect your device to it. Obviously you plug it in through the OBD and then you connect up and select your car. So as you can now see on screen, we are in the app. So obviously I've got this phone screen up for you so we can see what I am doing. I've scanned it in the past, and as you can see from the thing, I got 4 issues and my vehicle status is bad. Hopefully it's just because there was an undervoltage and that is what it is. So we're going to go ahead now and connect the car to the app. So we got a tick and it's scanning the car. There we go. Right, so we're into the vehicle. So now we're going to go for Diagnostics, whatever the hell you call it. So as you can see from the list, my car is saying bad. I got 2 ABS issues, instrument cluster issue, which is, I'm not really bothered about that. Air conditioning. I don't see one for the airbag. I don't see an airbag one unless the ABS one's an airbag one. Steering angle sensor and wheel speed sensor front left. Could be because it's dirty. Obviously it's been sat for so long and I haven't done it yet, or it could be under voltage. Yeah, so that's removed and there's still an ABS light, so I'm just going to go ahead and change the sensor. So I'll need to order that. Right, so we come on to what other stuff Carly offers. Now we have repair guide, so it will give you precise, well not precise, but guided repair advice on where things could be. We got 3 reasons on the wheel sensor. Right, could be the wiring harness connector is defective, wheel speed sensor is defective, or wheel hub is rusted. Could be the rusted one because it is rusty, so we'll try that first. So we can see how long is left on the service. We can reset the service. So we can go into here and reset it. You can customize, so you can do coding. So you get live data, which is quite a good one for engine. If you haven't got an engine oil temperature or anything like that, which this car hasn't, we can monitor that. You could see if your vehicle's been tampered with, mileage wise, which is really handy if you're going to go and buy a new car, and the battery life, which is also very handy. So unfortunately, the coding function is not available for this TT. So we'll try that on the video where we are wrapping my Mark III, because I do want to try and turn off stop start, and I hope this can do that, so we will do that. But as for coding, there's nothing available on this car. It might be because it's so old, but that's no biggie. Then we got live data. Yeah, so that's Carly, guys. There's a lot of stuff on here. Obviously I'll go into a more in-depth video on my Mark III when I can show you the coding features which are available for the Mark III. So if you want to stop your spoiler from coming up, I'm guessing you could probably do that with Carly. So I just want to say a massive thank you to Carly for reaching out and sponsoring this video. Let's get back to the video and get this front end done. So we've got the front end in the air now, and it's safe to say these tyres are knackered. So we're going to get these wheels off, and hopefully in this video we will get some, I'm not going to put new because I'm selling the car, some decent part ones on. That's the plan. So we're going to get these wheels off, and then near the end of the video get some new tyres on these. So yeah, you can see now the car's now in the air. We've got 2 axle stands underneath for safety. These are the most difficult wheel nuts I've ever got off. It looks easy there, but I did crack them before and it nearly snapped my back doing so. So we're going to get this wheel off just now, and I will show you what the shocks look like and why I'm actually putting coilovers on instead of just changing the springs. It's pretty horrible behind here, that'll be why. And when I come to selling it, I'd rather whoever buys it have a safe car rather than the shocks deciding to snap in half or something. So that's kind of why, and it just makes it a lot better when it's getting sold when it's lower. Yeah, so if we come to the inside of here, it's not much light, so I do apologise, but you can see the state of them. They are horrendous, like horrendous. So I don't know, oh my god, that bolt there, oh my, How am I going to get that off? That's going to be very challenging to get that off. If I can't get it off, it's probably going to be a new hub as well. So we're on the other side, got the other side off, pretty much the same. You can see better this side. The shocks are looking sore, discs are looking sore. It's cobwebs, it's rusty, it's horrible. So I think the first thing is to strip these brakes down. So we're going to strip all this down and then try and get them shocks out. I am dreading this. So I tackled this job with a lot of WD-40 and wire brushing. So first thing I do, as you can see, I'm taking out the 2 bolts that hold on the caliper to the carrier. So I use a screwdriver just to pry the caliper off. It takes a bit of force, but it eventually comes off. Remove the 2 brake pads out the way. Me being me, I try and take the disc off, but realise the carrier is in the way. So I put that back on, and now I will get the 2 bolts holding on the carrier. The ratchet didn't work, so as you can see, I've gone to bigger measures using the bar on my back, getting basically the bolts undone. It took me a good while to get these off. These were really tight, but I got there in the end. As you can see, I'm lying down and I'm absolutely knackered and I can't be bothered, but I'm still cracking on. And then finally, the last thing to come off is the brake disc. What I'm having to do, luckily all the bolts have come undone, nothing snapped, which is good. The problem I'm having is this bolt here is bent. I don't know how it is bent inside there, but it's like turning and going tight, and I'm hitting it and it's just like getting jammed. So what I'm doing, I'm taking the whole hub and shock out. So the whole thing, even this, I'm taking it all out because I need to get it off so I can whack the shit out of it, because I can't do it in here. There's not much room. So we've literally got the drive shaft out, track control arms off, drop links off. I've done it this side because that side's not much room. So I'll do that when it's off, and I've obviously undone everything else. I don't know how people make cars look so easy on YouTube, because every time I do it, it's a nightmare. So I've just had to go to Halfords because the top mount on these is different to one I'm normally used to seeing. So I got to get the nut out the middle, so I've had to go and get a set of these. They're like deep neck like spanners, because I need to put that on and put an Allen key in the top thing as well. So, but luckily I got my Halfords trade card and that was only 28 quid. So let's get this strut off finally. So here we have it. The whole strut is off. Hopefully I can now get these 2 bits separate, which is going to be hard now it's off. I can bash the shit out of it. So let's get these 2 separated. So guys, I'm defeated today. I've literally got 1 shock off. I've managed to get the hub disconnected from the shock, the old shock there. But now I'm trying to get the bolt out the top of here, so the top mount bolt. Well, to get the top mount, because I need the top mount for obviously the coilover, but I haven't got a tool to get it in there. So I've been around Halfords and not looking, can't find the tool to do it. I bought a set, but as you saw previous, but the one I need, 21, is not in the set. Fucking brilliant. So that's it for today. I'll pick up the video tomorrow, hopefully. You'll see anyway in this video. I'll pick up the video tomorrow when I've got a better head. I am sick of trying to find tools. Like, as you can probably tell, my stuff is everywhere in here. So I've just been to Halfords now to actually sort this out. I've gone and bought a toolbox and some shelving. I'm literally going to go ahead now, smash this out, get this all clean, get the garage organised so I can actually think straight when I'm trying to fix these cars. And we will pick the video up in the morning. So see you in the morning. It's not been a day, it's been a week. Obviously you've seen I didn't post last week, and this car is no different today. It's driving me mad, so I'll show you what we've done. I've got the strut inside the hub now, and I've obviously mounted it back up. CV boot, absolutely torn to bits. I'm having to replace that, which is what I'm doing now. Just wanted to see if I could get this off, and then obviously I'm going to clean up all of this, because obviously we want to get that old shit out. We've got a new boot to go on, so we're going to whack a new one of these on, because obviously that's an MOT fail, so there's a full kit with the grease and everything in there. So these anti-roll bar links, they're looking horrendous. So we're changing them. We've got 2 of them. Now this is my first time doing one of these. I've never done one, but it's quite easy. So obviously you take the clips off, chop the old boot off because you don't need it. Clean all this up. Make sure you don't lose your little clip in the end there. To get this off, you literally hit it on here. So use a hammer, don't be afraid. It does come off quite easily once you give it a couple of taps. If you're doing it in here, make sure you hold that. So we're going to go ahead now, get this clean, and then clean up the inside of this, and then I will join you once I've got this on. So we've got our CV boot on, clip on. You need a pair of these ideally. Luckily there was a set in the house in the box, but these are perfect for clipping up the clips. So I suggest if you can do this, get some of these. They will help a lot. And go ahead and get this grease all up in there before I put the CV joint back on. So considering it's my first ever go at doing a CV boot, I think that's gone kind of all right. It was a bit awkward to get this part over the big bit, but I've got it there. So pretty much now I can put this side back together because it's pretty much done now. So now we come on to putting the passenger side back together. First of all, I put the drive shaft in, put the nut on just so I know it's there,
won't tighten it just yet as I can't. 3 bolts underneath on the bottom arm, and then put the main ball joint into the bottom of the hub. Wire in all the ABS wires, brand new drop link, 2 bolts holding that in, and then we'll use a block and a jack just to take the pressure of the track rod end so I can do it up without it spinning. We'll tighten up the drop link now. The next thing I do, I line up the disc, put the little screw in to hold it in place, and that's it done.
So I missed some of the time lapse, I just wanted to get on with it, but obviously you've seen some of it, and we're all back together here now. I don't know what I'm going to do with these calipers because the bleeding nipple, I've tried to get it undone. Nothing's gripping onto it, it's been rounded off in the past, so I might just have to get new ones, so that might be an option. I'm going to try and bleed the back ones again, see if it's any better, and then if it's not, then obviously I've got to bleed the whole thing. But we're looking good under here, so we've got new drop link, coilover, discs and pads, we've got the new CV boot on here, so that's that side done. So boys, the missus thinks she's sitting in bed getting away with doing nothing, so I'm sending her on her way to get some part worn tyres. So here we are, we got this one off. This one was so much easier, the disc's still on obviously, trying to get this bloody thing out, it's rounded off. This came out lovely, this wasn't bent, and yeah. Now I'm going to try and get this disc off and then separate these two and get the new coilover in. That is the plan. Right, now comes a lot of hammering and a lot of noise. I don't like doing this because my nan goes mad, but it's got to be done. Come on. There we go. It's off. Oh, we got here some nice part ones. Loads of tread on them as well. What brand are they? Oh, we got the sick dynamos, whatever the fucking hell that means. Like always, everything came off nice, you know, I got it all apart as you see. Coming to get the bearing off the top mount here, obviously you put an Allen key in the top and get a spanner on the other thing, but someone's done it up that tight in the past. It's literally just sheared the top of it off. Like, look at that. Just completely sheared that off. Now, I've had enough. I've had enough of this car. Oh my god. I haven't got a grinder here. I need to grind it off, really. So, Abby's dad's helped me get the top mount off of here. So, we've got the top mount mounted now. We've got the hub in. We've done the nut up. So now we're going to put this into the car. Abby's going to do the bolt on the top. So while I hold this in. And then we can get this car back together. Finally. This car, man. Nothing but rust and cobwebs in my mouth. So we got this side all on now, so we've got the new coilover, new drop links, discs and pads. Just going to whack the wheel spacers on, put the wheels on and get it dropped down. As for the rust, I'll deal with that in the next video because it's a bit damp under there at the minute still, so I'm going to let that dry because I don't want to be sticking anything over the top of something that's damp because it'll just rot away. Boys, look how low the front of this is. That's pretty sick. I might put it up a bit, it might be a bit too low. We'll see how it goes. I need to lower the rear a bit to match. Just to recap what I've done on the front. We've had new tyres, well, part ones, new to me. Both fronts. We've had wheel spacers, new discs and pads, coilovers, and this side had a new CV boot and drop link. And then this side, again, has had a part one, wheel spacer, disc and pad. What else do we have on this side? A drop link. This side was better condition than the other side. That's it for now. Obviously I haven't adjusted how high I want it. There's quite a few jobs ticked off. This wheel is sticking out loads on the front here. So that one's like needs some bad tracking, and then that one's straight. So I think it's because I took the bottom arm like ball joint off, like completely off, and they might not align perfect. So we'll get it tracked eventually. Obviously I haven't lowered the back yet, but we'll do that in another video. As for that, that's quite a lot of jobs done, so if you've enjoyed the video, please give me a thumbs up, subscribe. I think I deserve it after the amount of aggro I've had with this car so far.